Thank you for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Coming up, a former San Diego police officer claims that she was retaliated against. Hear her allegations that domestic violence was covered up by the department. Plus, making houses into homes. We follow one family's journey to stable housing and the volunteers who are helping along the way. And it's known as Carlsbad's Sleeping Beauty. See how some of the history at Carrillo Ranch is being preserved for the digital age. The big story regionally this week is the wildfires burning in Los Angeles County. A camera network created by UC San Diego has proven to be a valuable tool for first responders. Melissa May shows us how it works.
So this is the Alert California interface. We're looking from the Mount Wilson camera, which is an HP Ren site with Alert California cameras on it.
That's actual footage of the Eaton fire in Los Angeles, seen through HP Ren. That stands for High Performance Wireless Research and Education Network, created by UC San Diego as part of a wireless communications research project back in 2000.
We deployed these cameras initially just to look at weather conditions, things like that, and now that is the dominant use of the network is the wildfire stuff.
HP Ren evolved into Alert California. Frank Vernon is a UCSD research scientist and an investigator for both the HP Ren and Alert California projects.
The Pines fire in 2001, and then we had the Cedar fire in 2003, and then we were off to the races. And then the fire community really took advantage of the cameras being deployed, and it kind of repurposed the thought process. So it was an accidental sort of thing that the cameras started getting put on the mountaintops.
Now these networks send real-time data to emergency managers. That helps them quickly scale fire resources, support evacuations, and monitor fires.
If someone calls in a 911 thing, the fire agencies can look right away and say, okay, this is something that's significant or not. They can, they incorporate that in all their decision-making processes.
HP Ren has 148 fixed cameras at 34 individual sites in San Diego County and is included in Alert California's network of more than 1,100 pan-tilt zoom cameras. And all the images are available to the public in real time.
So each individual can get on the internet wherever they are, cell phone, at home, and look and see, pick up the cameras in their area and go see what's important to them.
Go to alertcalifornia.org for real-time updates. Melissa May, KPBS News.
We're following the latest on the fires in Los Angeles and how our community is helping. You can find updates on our website, kpbs.org. A former San Diego police detective is suing the city. She says the police department covered up domestic violence by her husband, an SDPD sergeant. KPBS reporter Katie Hyson looked into her claims.
Allison Ford worked for the San Diego Police Department for 17 years. She earned the title Officer of the Year. In a lawsuit announced Monday, she calls it a boys' club, where women are punished for speaking out.
So I'm speaking out today, not just for myself, but for everybody who has been failed by the system. The San Diego Police Department's culture of retaliation and cover-ups must end.
SDPD, the city attorney's office, and her ex-husband declined to respond to the allegations. The lawsuit details sexual harassment by many officers and pressure not to report. It claims that culture enabled her then-husband and fellow officer, Sergeant Mitchell Ford, to abuse her. When she told him she wanted a divorce, it alleges he physically assaulted and threatened her. Allison Ford says that night he told her she would lose her job because of the power he held in the department.
And at first I didn't believe him, because I thought that the department that I loved and that I had worked so hard for would protect me. But they did not.
The lawsuit claims when she reported the assault, SDPD didn't investigate properly. Her husband was placed on paid leave and then cleared of wrongdoing. But it claims that SDPD repeatedly investigated her, took away her privileges, and denied her schedule requests. That officers used police resources to stalk her. and that SDPD refused to enforce her restraining order against her husband. John Gomez is her lawyer.
If these are the lengths the department will go to suppress one of its own female officers, a decorated, award-winning detective, in order to protect a more senior male officer, what does that say about how it treats everyday citizens who lack the resources or knowledge to fight back?
Allison Ford resigned last year. She says Mitchell Ford remains with SDPD, armed. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Part of the recently passed military budget includes a controversial provision. Starting this year, gender-affirming care will no longer be covered by the military's health care plan. KPBS military reporter Andrew Dyer spoke with one local family preparing for the change.
The only harm that's coming to my friends or the people I care about that are trans is transphobia.
17-year-old Xander lives with his family near the coast in North San Diego County. His father's a retired Navy officer, and Xander is covered by military health insurance, TRICARE. Xander is trans. For his family's safety, he asked we only use his first name. Even without coverage for gender-affirming health care, his mother, Robin, says she thinks they can absorb the added cost, but she's worried that thousands of military families can't.
It's going to be hard. They're going to have a child in distress. They're going to have a really unhappy child. And I don't know, my heart breaks. I'm very worried. I'm very worried that there are kids that are going to be physically harmed because of this.
The federal provision echoes laws in 26 states that ban gender-affirming care for children and teenagers. Republican Congressman Doug LaMalfa of California spoke in favor of the provision from the House floor.
Children should have the chance to grow up without being subjected to experimental procedures that can cause permanent damage to their bodies and futures. These are minors we're talking about here. And what business is it of the Department of Defense to be engaging in this?
But the claim that this gender-affirming treatment is harmful is rejected by every major medical organization. Kathy Molig is the founder and director of Trans Family Support Services, a San Diego-based nonprofit. She says trans kids receive counseling and mental health care well before doctors prescribe any medication.
This has been approved care by the medical associations, by the pediatric associations, by the psychological associations as important medical care for gender dysphoria. And so when we withhold medical care from anybody, we are creating harm.
San Diego Democratic Representative Sarah Jacobs serves on the House Armed Services Committee. She says the anti-trans provision wasn't in the version of the bill that their committee negotiated. She voted against the defense budget, even though some of her priorities, like a military pay raise, were included in it.
I can tell you our military families are not calling me about drag shows. They're not calling me about these culture war issues. They're calling me about the housing they need, the child care they need, the health care they need to keep themselves and their families safe.
Xander, the 17-year-old, says lawmakers should start listening to trans kids.
A lot of my friends and a lot of the people that I've talked to who are trans, they have felt so much happier after transitioning.
He says his transition via the military health care coverage he's about to lose was a revelation.
Because a lot of people think that it's gender dysphoria that defines being trans, but a lot of times it's like gender euphoria, as in they don't know that it's an option, but when it does become an option, it's like, whoa, this is so much better. It's almost like putting on glasses if you have really blurry vision or something like that to me.
Xander's mother, Robin, says the coverage ban is especially cruel because military kids have to move, change schools, and make new friends every few years.
They're called dependents, but I think they're the bravest of all because they're making a sacrifice that they didn't choose to make. And now their country is turning their back on them. It hurts.
Republicans in the House this summer failed in a broader effort to strip insurance coverage for gender-affirming care for everyone covered by TRICARE, including troops and military retirees. Advocates are preparing for more anti-trans proposals to emerge from the Trump administration. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
And we have more from Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs this week. Our Public Matters reporter Amita Sharma spoke with Jacobs about the start of a new Congress and the incoming Trump administration. You can find it on the KPBS YouTube page. During his visit to California, President Biden declared a new national monument on the border of Riverside and Imperial County. KPBS Imperial Valley reporter Corey Suzuki says the announcement came at the urging of several tribes.
The new Chuckwalla National Monument designation blocks any future development on 600,000 acres of high desert to the east of the Salton Sea. The landscape there is home to unique ecosystems and is sacred to several tribes, including the Fort Yuma Quechan tribe and the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Indians.
My initial reaction was ecstatic. And then my second reaction was, okay, now that this happens, we need to start working on how we're going to ensure the stewardship of the monument.
Joseph Mireles is the chairman of the Torres Martinez tribe. He says the tribe is hoping to preserve certain sacred areas, but for the most part, they want the land to be open for everyone to experience.
Because that's what we did our entire life and before us and generations before us. We want other people to come and enjoy the landscape that we have called home since the beginning of time.
Biden's announcement comes amid a greater push to recognize land that's culturally significant to Indigenous people. This week, the president also created a second national monument proposed by tribes, the Satitla Highlands Monument in Northern California. One thing his announcement did not include was a third monument proposed by the Quechan tribe in southeastern Imperial County. A tribe spokesperson said they would continue to advocate for that monument in the future. But she said all land designations led by tribes were cause for celebration. Corey Suzuki, KPBS News.
Furnishing a home can be overwhelming and expensive, especially for someone transitioning out of homelessness. Melissa May tells us about a local nonprofit that's helping people go from simply having a roof over their heads to having a home.
What? This does not look like our house.
This is so beautiful. It's so nice.
What?
Thank you so much.
That's Rita Chavez and her son Dominic seeing their fully furnished home in Chula Vista for the first time. Pretty homey, right? But it didn't always look like this. This is what the apartment looked like just a few days before. No furniture, no Christmas tree, not even a family photo. Before getting their place, the Chavezes were living in the South County Lighthouse in National City. It's an emergency shelter run by the San Diego Rescue Mission.
I was going through a lot. I was having problems with certain people, and I had some addiction problems as well, and it closed roads for me, so I needed a new start.
Scott Miner was Rita's advocate at the shelter.
Rita was the person that was able to grind and work her way, and she just was hungry. She was refused to go back to the streets, and for her son Dominic. And so she worked very hard. She put in the work.
The work included completing legal paperwork, doing chores, and staying sober. And because Rita did her part, Miner was able to find them an apartment, making them the first official graduates from the South County Lighthouse.
They pushed us like to say everything's gonna be okay, you are gonna get a home.
But that home was an empty apartment with nothing more than blankets and pillows on the floor. That's where Humble Design San Diego comes in.
It's one thing to have shelter, to have a space, but it's another thing to make it a home, and a step further, a home that is catered to the individual or individuals that are inside.
Courtney Brown is a designer for Humble. The nonprofit designs and fully furnishes home interiors for people transitioning out of homelessness.
There's a dignity in having a home and not having to worry about having a bed to sleep in or not being able to have pots and pans to cook with. And everybody deserves that.
Humble has a 15,000 square foot warehouse in Logan Heights full of donated furniture and housewares.
My favorite thing about Humble is all the hands and people that go into it, from somebody who's just making a donation and how that donation comes to our warehouse. It's touched by volunteers, it's pulled by volunteers, and it ends up coming to a space to better somebody's life.
Bettering Rita's life started with an initial client meeting. This is where Courtney and her team got to know Rita, what motivates her, and what a home means to her.
With relatives, everybody, where you guys can unite in a one place, in one area, to have a lot of good times, together.
This is the first time that she has a say in the design of her space.
I would like a little recliner right there.
Recliner?
If you could get, a little sofa recliner right there in the corner. I want an altar in my room where I could put Jesus' face and the archangels, and like I said, like crystals, quartz, like tourmaline, all my little stuff, like obsidian, just crystals. I like stuff like that. It relaxes me.
Throughout the meeting, Rita told the designers her son had one request.
He really told me to let everybody know that he wants a console, so he really wants one.
Then it was time for the designers to choose what would fill that empty apartment.
Come back to the space and I think about Rita as a person and what she would want and just kind of the energy she brings, and I try to find items that match that.
3 days later, the Chavezes were sent out of the apartment for a few hours, while Team Humble came in to transform it with some help from the San Diego Padres Foundation. Then Rita and Dominic came home for the big reveal, what Humble calls the client's day of joy.
Oh my God, this is perfect.
Remember the altar Rita requested?
This is perfect. This is what I want.
That wasn't me.
This is more perfect than I thought.
And the recliner?
Oh my God, shut up. You guys remembered.
And remember the one thing Dominic wanted? A gaming console? He got it, thanks to the Padres Foundation.
No way. This is no way.
I really wanted that.
Merry Christmas, bud. I wasn't planning to cry, but I'm gonna cry.
Rita says she's going to treat her home with care and make visitors feel as welcome as she felt during her day of joy.
It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming because nobody ever did this for us. No, this is the first time anybody ever has did anything like that for us.
To date, Team Humble has furnished 450 San Diego homes.
I feel safe. I feel like nobody could come in here and do anything. I don't know, it just makes it home. That's the perfect word. That's the key word, home.
Melissa May, KPBS News.
Volunteer, when used as a verb, dictionary.com describes it as someone who offers themselves for some service or undertaking. But in the case of one young volunteer, that description falls flat. John Carroll shows us how this volunteer's offering brings joy and peace to a couple navigating a difficult time.
Yeah, I think it's Arthur.
Hey, hello.
Hi, Arthur. Come
How's
on
it going,
in.
guys?
It's so nice to see you.
Once a week, Arthur Wang comes to spend a few hours with Barbara and Jeff Sicking.
You want to take a seat on the couch?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
This is much more than a social call for the Torrey Pines High School junior. Wang is here to bring the gift of comfort and companionship to the Sickings.
These programs can help relieve burden for like caretakers and other people that need to spend, many, many hours taking care of people like this.
The caretaker in this case is Barbara, who at the age of 83 now cares for her 81-year-old husband who has Alzheimer's. Barbara doesn't call it a burden, more a labor of love. But caring for someone in cognitive decline is a full-time job, and that's where Arthur comes in. He has a very personal connection to Alzheimer's that began long ago. He and his family would travel every year to visit his grandmother in China, but one year he started noticing changes.
She kind of forgot me and my other family members. It seemed like she could not recall anyone, really anymore about who we are and the connections we had.
That set off a process of discovery. He went online and learned all he could about Alzheimer's, what causes it, what can be done about it.
And that's when I discovered Alzheimer's San Diego, and they specialize and having these activities that advocate, share about what Alzheimer's and how to deal with Alzheimer's. And I first got interested in the Youth Ambassador Program because I wanted to see, what is it like to take care of people who have like early forms of dementia or Alzheimer's, and what is it like to do that?
So we're going to take a little water.
Okay.
Arthur is now well versed in doing that. He and Jeff have developed a routine.
And then after we like to talk a little bit, we usually like to go on these walks with the dog. I think it's very important that that we go on these walks especially for physical health, and it's also a good way to interact with the neighbors. It's very friendly.
Hello.
And then once we finish walking, we come back, and then usually this time I have my bag of goodies where we have like all sorts of brain teasers, puzzles, and then usually after that we continue to talk. Sometimes we like to watch TV and just really calm ourselves down, especially after like a long walk. We just settle down after that.
The gift of time well spent Arthur brings to Jeff is given to Barbara as well.
It gives me the opportunity to do whatever I wanted so that I can go up and use my computer with more in a relaxed way rather than having a constant companion. I feel confident that I can go ahead and not put my consciousness can go away from being protective or concerned, whatever you want to call it, and I can do something else to become, that I needed to do.
But the gift of Arthur's visits doesn't stop there. They are also a gift this 16-year-old gives himself.
With all the other stresses that like academics, sports, and other activities, this environment of taking care of someone and like interact with them is very calming for me.
For those of us of a certain age, the words of our 40th president ring true when thinking about this special teenager. When Ronald Reagan shared his diagnosis of Alzheimer's in 1994, he wrote, "In opening our hearts, we hope this might promote greater awareness of this condition. Perhaps it will encourage a clearer understanding of the individuals and families who are affected by it." It's safe to say that, without even being aware of Reagan's words, Arthur Wang is living them out. John Carroll, KPBS News.
Great story there. A bit of California history is making its way into the digital age. KPBS North County reporter Alexander Nguyen tells us about the preservation project at a spot known as Carlsbad's Sleeping Beauty.
So this ranch was built essentially by Leo Carrillo around 1937.
While his name is not familiar to many today, in the 1950s, Leo Carrillo was a household name as Pancho in the Cisco Kid TV series. It was the first TV series filmed in color.
And it was very popular in the 1950s all the way through the 1960s.
Before the series, Carrillo had a long career in vaudeville, radio, and movies, appearing in more than 90 films. Here he is as the Grand Marshal in the Tournament of Roses Parade in 1938. Carrillo was born in San Diego but grew up in Santa Monica, where his father was the police chief and later mayor. In 1937, he told a friend who was a real estate agent that he was looking for a ranch, a place to entertain guests.
It's a place where he can go, that has water, that he can have his livestock and his farm.
Mick Calarco is Carlsbad Recreation Services Manager. He oversees the Leo Carrillo Ranch Historic Park for the city. Calarco says the friend told Carrillo about this 4,500-acre ranch in eastern Carlsbad.
Leo writes that he's driving down here in the springtime. There's flowers everywhere. He arrives here. He just falls in love with what he finds.
The land had been settled in the late 1800s by the Kelly family, who built a two-story adobe home there. The house is all that remains from that era. Much of what you see today is a result of Carrillo's time there. As an early preservationist and conservationist, Carrillo decided to save the adobe structure and made it his home.
By today's standards, it's not so commonplace, right? People want to demolish. Who wants an old mud brick building? But I think Leo understood the significance of the building and the history of it, and he loved the fact that it was adobe and made by hand, right?
The ranch became Carrillo's weekend getaway, but it was also a working ranch with horses and chickens. The chicken coop has now been turned into public restrooms, and the horse stable is now a museum dedicated to Leo Carrillo.
Welcome into our bunk room exhibit. This is
Leo's office and bunk room.
Emily Bolaski is the archivist for the ranch. She is responsible for the exhibits in the museum and maintaining the archive.
And we've modeled it after this photo here. So there's Leo Carrillo sitting at his desk, writing checks, sitting right under the buffalo.
For the past 3 years, she's been working to digitize the archive and memorabilia the park has collected over the years,
We've got about 1/5 of the collection online so far.
with more being added every day. The rest are in boxes and cabinets inside a cramped office of what was once the ranch's caretaker cottage. The city made the digital archive available online last fall. It contains photos, letters, historical artifacts, and a slice of Carlsbad's history. The ranch was part of the Mission land holding at one point.
Leo Carrillo's great-great-great-grandfather came over with the Portola expedition, and we do have some records from that. His great-grandfather was, his marriage was officiated by Junipero Serra, who was kind of the spearhead of the mission movement.
The city wanted to make the archive available online to make that history accessible, and people don't have to leave home for it.
And so we have all these records here in the archive, which kind of tell you that story of the land ownership changing.
Carrillo died in 1961, and most of the ranch was sold to developers. In 1978, Carlsbad acquired 27 acres of the ranch, containing most of the historic buildings. They've been restored and preserved as Carrillo had them. The park opened to the public in August 2003. It's listed in the National Registry of Historic Places and designated as a California Historical Landmark. And you can visit this piece of California history every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you do visit, you find this message from Leo Carrillo himself on his doorstep.
Su casa amigo, your house friend, right? So this was Leo's welcome to his guests.
I'm going to sit here and wait for a friend.
Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
We hope that you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Thanks for joining us.